Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new episode of the Yes Mod. And if you guys saw my previous video on the channel, which was SmackDown for the Millennium Bug, you would know that this is either coming out sometime in September or Merry Christmas, everybody. It's Christmas. There's a pretty big gap between when this video is going to be uploaded because I don't know yet. But what I do know is something that I figured out is, I don't know if you all know this, but it seems like I'm really good at pre-booking TV shows every week until the go-home show, and then it's just dead. And you know what? I figured it out. So the reason that happens is because in this game, if you pre-book your event matches less than a week beforehand, you don't get any bonuses from it. It's once you're less than 7 days out from the event, the bonus or penalty, whichever you have, will stick. So no matter what you pre-book, so no matter what you pre-book after that, it won't matter. So what I do is I cram all my angles into pre-booking those events to the shows before the go-home show, and then once I get to the go-home show, I don't have shit left. So that's why it's like that. That's how my booking goes. As I have a full show for Raw and SmackDown, maybe even NXT, I don't remember. I actually didn't pre-book Raw or SmackDown at all for Money in the Bank because I couldn't think of any. I was drawing a blank, and it was just like, I have to fucking go. I have to just book it, wing it, and it's actually kind of becoming my favorite. This is probably my favorite build to a pay-per-view I've done yet. So maybe I'll keep doing it like this. But SummerSlam is a 6-week build, so I don't think I'll do it for SummerSlam just because it's such a such a long build that I want to have it ready. But yeah, we have the final 3 Raw qualifiers tonight. We have Cesaro versus R-Truth, Ambrose versus The Miz, and in the main event, the big boy blow-off between the feud of Mark Henry and Randy Orton. Big boy blow-off. We also have the Bella Twins versus Caitlyn and AJ Lee, and not in our main event, I decided to go with Mark Henry versus Randy Orton. I have a fucking world title match in the semi-main as John Cena takes on Roman Reigns. The Shield had a very interesting challenge last week for the titles, where it was, if they will put their titles on the line, where when they win, whoever they pin has to put their title on the line this week. Just a fun little gimmick I did to get some get a defense on the tag titles and to promote a big title match for tonight. And we are getting Roman Reigns versus John Cena, a huge match, like 8 years from now, and this is kind of like a precursor to that, so that's kind of fun. Will the Shield steal it from Cena? They do have a major numbers advantage. Cena's probably going to have Kofi in his corner, but they still have the advantage because Reigns will have Ambrose and Rollins. I did have a notepad. Oh yeah, TNA grew to medium size. And immediately after that, Saban won the title. I was like, holy shit, Saban's the world champion, but they baited me. He's just the TV champion. But I got the notification where it's like, TNA sets their sights, and what that means is they're going to be signing a lot of indie guys. So I'm going to make notes of everyone they sign, because I think that'd be fun to keep track of who the computer thinks belongs in a major company, or at least young stars. It is dependent on who their booker is. I don't remember who it is. I think I can check, though, yeah. Their booker is Dave. Oh my god, they're in so much debt. Holy hell. Oh my god, they are in fucking debt. Yikes. I didn't even look at it. But yeah, it's going to be a lot harder for me to steal their talent now. So you might see a couple of guys that I was going to kind of hold off on signing until I wanted to get this first batch of ideas out of the way. But if they start trying to lock up their guys, then we're going to be seeing a lot more debuts recently, or maybe just a lot of guys getting signed, getting paid to sit at home while I wait for their opening. Because the thing is that I like to have a giant roster on the backload in case there's injuries, but with guys that I'm signing, I don't want to sign them until I have a spot for them, because if I'm working with WWE, I like to do the kayfabe thing where everybody's on an exclusive contract. They can't work anywhere else if they're signed with me. So if I'm not using them, I might as well have them work the TNAs, have them work NWA, so they can get better in their stats and stuff. But if I have to do it, then I have to do it. So, and I got a logo for the Triad. And I looked up Triad to get, I thought I'd get some nice little, triangle logos. And I actually did. I found this really nice one on Google. But I'm like, damn, this one looks kind of familiar. And, it's the Order of the Triad. I just stole the Order of the Triad's logo from the Venture Bros, the Adult Swim cartoon. So, I never really watched that show. That's why I only was like, oh, it kind of looks familiar. I've seen a few episodes when I couldn't sleep at night. But yeah, I just stole their logo. So there we go. It looks cool. It's mine now. And suck my balls. All right, let's get into Raw. Jesus. All right. So we opened the show with kind of like a nice official press conference for this WWE title match that we're going to have on Raw. Triple H is in the ring mediating the thing between Roman and Cena. And, it's just some nice back and forth between these two behemoths. We have Dean Ambrose chiming in because he's the mouth of the Shield. And it's all going kind of smoothly. As smooth as like a face-to-face can go between two opponents in the title fight, until Ryback comes in and just fucking hammers Kofi. And it becomes very clear this was the plan by the Shield. That's why they weren't kind of jumping Cena from the gate. That's why they were kind of conforming to this corporate advertising thing, because they had a plan, and we have all three members of the Shield holding Cena back as Ryback just fucking clobbers the shit out of Kofi Kingston, just fucking hammering his head, rocking his shit multiple times, until eventually security comes in and the Shield and Ryback give it up. They've damaged Kofi enough. Their plan wasn't to take out Cena. Their plan was to take out Kofi. Because if they take out Cena, the match might get canceled. Why would they want to do that? They want the titles. They don't care who holds the titles in their group. All the titles could be in their group and all on one dude, and that'd be fine with them. But yeah, so they took out Kofi so he wouldn't have anybody. Alright, and then we open with the Bella Twins versus Caitlyn and AJ Lee, and we have Caitlyn picking up the victory as she pins Brie Bella with a spear. But the Bella Twins are some petty motherfuckers, and they take out Caitlyn with a chair, just hammer her arm until she's like screaming in pain. And they showed her. Yeah, you really showed them. We then just have kind of a generic promo with Randy Orton just hyping up his match. It's a big blow-off feud, so I want to get a couple of angles just a couple generic promo angles in for that match. So this is one of them, just kind of him talking about the feud with Mark Henry. We have our Money in the Bank qualifier, the first one of the night. R-Truth beats Antonio Cesaro, big upset. R-Truth, I believe, is still kind of like a comedy guy. He's definitely got a lot more credibility at this point in time than he does currently, but because he's fresh off of that heel turn. But I feel like they were starting to get into that whole R-Truth's a goofball and he has no fucking wrestling value. So we're not doing that. But because he's still kinda like how would you say, not fully serious, or he's coming out of the He's not going to be a comedy guy. I hate comedy. Ow, fucking, I keep punching my goddamn desk. I hate comedy shit and I hate spooky shit. I don't hate comedy shit. I hate, oh, I'm a dumbass comedy shit, you know? If it's not funny, I don't like it. I like Orange Cassidy. I liked a lot of Chikara stuff. I don't like R-Truth. I don't like his comedy. I'm an asshole. I forgot what I was even saying. I gave him a roll-up win because he's coming out of the comedy stuff. There, fine. And Cesaro is probably not happy that he lost to R-Truth. Alright, we then have a promo backstage where Kofi Kingston's in the infirmary. I don't know if the infirmary is the right... The station they have backstage for immediate emergencies. And Arn Anderson's there checking up on him. Along with the doctors, I just didn't feel like hiring a local worker to play a fucking doctor. So Arn Anderson's here as well, and Arn's basically breaking the news like, Cena, you're not going to have Kofi for tonight. And Cena cuts this promo, he's like, yeah, alright, Shield, I see your game. Just letting you know, you guys might play by different kind of rules. I don't play by any rules. I don't need gangs. I don't need underhanded tactics to win. So I'm going to win. No matter what you throw at me, Ambrose, Reigns, Rollins, Ryback, any of you, I'm coming out on top. 99 Casino's awesome. We then have, here we go. Yep, Cesaro's backstage and he's fucking furious at what just happened. He's lost to a roll-up. He's not mad that he lost to R-Truth. He's mad that he lost to a fucking roll-up. He's like, are you kidding me? That's the cheapest. I will admit it, I am one of the worst, scummiest wrestlers. I use underhanded tactics all the time, but that is the most disgusting tactic. A roll-up, you caught me off guard. I don't care that it's technically a fair win. It's a roll-up. Alright, Truth. Whether it's going to be you or one of your buddies, y'all are going to pay. 86, because Mark Henry's awesome. Here's the other. Randy Orton got his, it's not like a promo, per se. It's kind of like a hype package promo hybrid, where the first one was your hype package while Randy Orton's talking. This one's with Mark Henry. Orton's saying stuff like, Henry just can't, he's not going to beat me. And Henry's just like, Orton's going to fucking die, dude. 86. 63 for Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. Ambrose had his Money in the Bank qualifier, and he qualifies because, well, Cesaro did say, you or one of your buddies. And Cesaro decided what better way than to cost The Miz the Money in the Bank since Cesaro can't be in there. So yeah, interference. Ambrose hit the dirty deeds. He wasn't doing the Death Rider at this point. Hopefully I remember to change that. I can't, whatever. I got a 63. Mickie James cuts a quick promo just like the Bella Twins are cowards. I don't know what their end game is. I don't know what the Bella Twins' end game is, but my end game is to earn respect. I've already done it, so I'm gonna make everybody that already respects me just a little happier by taking out the Bella Twins if they want to take out other people. We then get right before the title match, Triple H stops these four men backstage, and he's like, I'm a very fair man, okay? Since John Cena can't have his guy, I think it's only fair Roman Reigns can't have his guys. So, if any of you three show up to that title match in any way or form, get out of here. You're done. Goodbye. You're fired. Alright? Do I make myself clear? And they try to fight it, and Triple H is like, I really don't want to hear it. I'm really sick of your guys' stuff. So, you're lucky you even have this title match tonight. So just take what you got and go. Nice 72. And another nice 72 because, well, John Cena wins now. It's not a John Cena wins. Dude, I threw in that angle at the last minute because I was like, wait a minute, John Cena's... I had this whole angle where John Cena's guy got taken out, and he's just going to win this match anyway. So yeah, that's why this is the semi-main, because it's pretty obvious Roman Reigns he's not ready to win the world title, but it's going to get him a lot of good exposure to be in this match. So yeah, John Cena makes defense number 3 of the title and beats Roman Reigns. We then have a promo by The Miz backstage, and he basically is just like, Cesaro, you want to talk about cowardly tactics? You want to talk about roll-ups, cowardly tactics? You think the roll-up's the most cowardly tactic? And you admit it yourself. I've seen you do much worse stuff. You're just mad that you lost, and you're trying to take it out on me and my friends. You want to talk about cowardly tactics? We're not going to have any cowardly tactics, because I got it made official. At Money in the Bank, you're going to face me like a fucking man. Alright? One-on-one. Money in the Bank. Cesaro vs. Miz. Pre-booked, hell yeah. I feel like this match would be really fun now. I don't know about 2013. I feel like The Miz is still... He had a very slow but steady improvement in the ring from like when he debuted until... I think he finally got to that good point in like 2017. That was when he was at his peak in wrestling and at his character, so... This happened in 2017. This be a fucking banger, but it's still gonna happen now. It's gonna be good. 66. Oh, and we just a little pre-booking for next week's Raw. Just a match to get everybody hyped for the Money in the Bank. Fandango take on R-Truth because they're both in the Money in the Bank. All right, so we have a promo backstage where Triple H calls Daniel Bryan into his office. If you remember last week, Daniel Bryan got this huge babyface promo. You got the whole crowd behind him, and Triple H is like, I heard you, I heard the fans, so I just can't really give you anything without you earning it. And I want you to succeed, Daniel. However, I can't just give handouts. So at Money in the Bank, I will find you a match. I will find you a number 1 contenders match where the winner will take on John Cena at SummerSlam for the belt. I don't have an opponent yet. I'll get you an opponent next week. And Daniel Bryan's like, that's not what I wanted to hear, but fine. If I gotta earn my way, I'll earn it. Fucking 88. Main event time, and Randy Orton goes over Mark Henry with an RKO, 20-minute match, nice 74, and that means Randy Orton qualifies for the Money in the Bank, Raw Money in the Bank. Okay, let's see if I can remember everybody that's in it. In alphabetical order. Oh, that's going to be even harder. Well, I know Zack Ryder's in it. He's going to be the last one. Maybe if I just go to Zack Ryder and go up. Alright, this is going to take way too long. Alright, so we have Zack Ryder, Randy Orton's in it, R-Truth's in it, Dean Ambrose is in it, Fandango, and not Shelton. Shelton lost to Zack. Bobby Roode. There we go. Nice. I can't believe I remembered all that. Raw Money in the Bank. For the Money in the Bank. Alright. Alright, 74 for that. And as a way to close the show, we get another 74 where Randy Orton's jumped by the Shield. Dean Ambrose. He's probably in a really bad mood. You know what? All of the Shield are probably in a really bad mood because Roman Reigns didn't win the WWE title and they weren't allowed to accompany him. But Dean Ambrose is not going to slow down the Shield's plan at all, as he's still got a Money in the Bank to win. And so they're going to jump Randy Orton. But Randy Orton is saved by the remaining 2 babyfaces in the Money in the Bank ladder match that aren't booked for Raw, because what do you know, we got a 3v3 booked for the main event of the go-home show. Maybe not the main event. We'll see how it goes. I don't know yet. But I realized mid-booking, like, man, I'm not very good at pre-booking for the go-home show. So let's fix that and get something on the go-home show. Just so we got 2 matches just kind of hyping up Money in the Bank for the go-home show. The Shield versus Randy Orton versus Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Zack Ryder. Let's finish the show. Got an 83. That's a pretty good show, if I do say so myself. I feel like Orton and Henry kind of underperformed, so that's a bit upsetting. But the promos were very good this week on Raw. We had a lot of good promos out. Yeah, 83. Not much else to say, other than it's time for NXT. Alright, it's time for NXT. We are building to the second NXT Super Tuesday. We have 2 matches pre-booked. They are both tournament matches to determine the inaugural NXT Women's Champion. Both round 1 matches. We have Bayley versus Serena and Diamante versus Paige. I did a lot of signings for the women's division. It's just a bunch of my favorite workers that were available in 2013. So, yeah, that's really all we've got pre-booked so far. Yeah, let's just get into NXT. We open the show with British Ambition calling out the Underground. On the first NXT Super Tuesday, British Ambition retained their titles against, I believe... it was Enzo and Cass. It was Enzo and Cass because I was turning them face, but I wanted to give them one last heel match before that. And the Underground, I think it was actually scheduled that the Underground were originally supposed to face them, but then one of them got hurt, and they made their return on Super Tuesday to take out the tag champs, and last week they were like, you know what we want, and we're not going to stop till we come and get it. So British Ambition opened the show, and it's like, you want the tag belts, then come out and take them right now. Tag title match, us versus you guys. And, well, the Underground, they come out for their tag title match. And we have an impromptu tag team title match. Just want to make sure that this is, yes, it is for the tag team titles. And the British Ambition win the match. It doesn't go that long. It goes 4.5 minutes because after 4.5 minutes, Baron Corbin and Mojo Rawley come out and essentially throw... No, that's not what happens. They cost the Underground the tag. I mixed up this with the Caitlyn AJ Lee Divas title match booking. It's a similar storyline to the one I'm doing with the Bella Twins and the Divas title, but no, they don't cause a double DQ. They run in and cost the Underground the match, and so Oliver Gray pins Sylvester LaForte after Baron Corbin interferes. And Corbin and Mojo then lay everybody out with a baseball bat and a kendo stick. And they say, basically, that nobody's going to get a fair title match before them. So, yeah, do what you do with that, Regal. They lay out everybody, and they're like, we're here to win the tag titles. 27, we get a 59 promo where William Regal books a no-holds-barred match between Sami Zayn and Cassius Ohno. The big blow-off for these two. They've been going at it head-and-head for, since the start of the save. They are my 2 biggest guys, so I keep putting them in a match together. And he says we'll have one final no-holds-barred match on Super Tuesday, too. So, let's book that. So, NXT Super Tuesday 2. Cassius Ohno versus Sami Zayn. I need to 1-on-1. What would be not best of 7? I thought there was like a yeah, weapons. There it is. No, it's not weapons. I thought there was like a... would hardcore work? I think hardcore would be fine. Because there isn't really like a no holds barred in the mod. Content risk. Yeah, alright, yeah, we'll go with regular hardcore then. Cassius Ohno and Sami Zayn. Right, so that's for NXT Super Tuesday 2. That got a 59, and we have a 30 as Luchasaurus beats Danny Burch in 4.5 minutes, or more than 4.5 minutes. Danny Burch lasted longer than the tag title match, at least. That match got a 30. Just a standard, want to keep Luchasaurus' momentum going. Because a booking trait that I realize I've gotten that I didn't mean to get was like, I'll debut a guy, I'll have him do his opening feud, and then he'll just kind of stagnate for a while. So I just don't want to do that with Luchasaurus. I want to try my hardest to keep his momentum going. So he gets a win here against Danny Burch. Rusev then cuts his promo about how he knows he's ready to fight for the NXT Championship, to fight for any kind of championship in NXT, actually, and WWE itself. However, he has business to take care of real quick, and then he'll go for some NXT gold. What does he mean by that? I don't know. We have a 36 rated promo by Tonga Loa. He laid out Tyson Kidd pretty bad last week, actually. He smashed a steel pipe on Tyson Kidd's shoulder to win the tag match, and he's like, I told you, Tyson. I told you I'm a threat, and I'll keep doing stuff like this. I'll keep laying you out. I'll keep beating you the hell up until you give me that NXT title. So, your choice, kid. A lot of fucking yellows. That's not something I like to see. Round 1, Diamante versus Paige. Paige hits the Page Turner to win. Goes 10 minutes. Pretty good match. The women are really gonna carry the show, hopefully. For this build, most of the matches are going to be for the women's tournament. So that got a 42, and we go on to the next segment where we have another intro promo. This time it's for Dakota Kai. I think I stated this before. I want to do intro promos for each person who hasn't debuted yet before their match in the tournament. And next week, Dakota Kai will have her match against Becky Lynch. Oh my god, why does it do that? Tournament match, Becky Lynch would be first, alphabetically. Alright, Becky Lynch versus Dakota Kai is set for next week. That is a round 1 match. And then we have a backstage promo by Corey Graves where he's basically like, I'm not tolerating disrespect by anybody, especially not somebody like Tyler Breeze. So Tyler Breeze, you want to disrespect me, I will disrespect and embarrass you in that ring next week. Come on and fight me. That's another match for next week. Boom, real quick. Corey Graves, Tyler Breeze. 45 for that promo. And then right before the main event, Regal is trying to book a 3-way tag match, and he's like, I'm not having Corbin and Mojo ruin every tag match I promote, so I will give them a tag title match, but I'll also give the Underground a tag title rematch. So if Corbin and Mojo have a problem with a 3-way title match, I'm giving them exactly what they want. I'm giving them a fair title match. They don't have any right to complain, and they keep trying to pull stunts like that. There will be consequences. And he's about to make the match official. However, Angelo Dawkins and Jason Jordan, they're a team I've kind of been using as a jobber team recently. They throw their name in the hat. They're like, we want our chance to win the tag titles. If Corbin and Mojo can just walk in there and just basically declare they're the number 1 contenders, we want to do that as well. And Regal's like, you know what, fine. If you guys make a point, fine. You guys versus Corbin and Mojo next week. Winner goes on to the 3-way. Corbin and Mojo are officially out of the match and now have to earn their way into a match. So, yeah, there we go. All's fair in the world of NXT right now. Main event time, Bayley versus Serena. I accidentally did a slow build, which is a shame. This could have been a much better match. However, Serena defeats Bayley in 13:28 by pinfall. I swear, dude, I saw belly to belly. I thought I accidentally had Bayley win. That was close. So yeah, I got a nice 42. Serena advances in the tournament. And since Serena advances in the tournament, that means that she will be taking on Sarah Del Rey next week. Sarah Del Rey comes out to confront Serena, and all the marks in the crowd go crazy. That gets a 39. The full-on show got a 48. One of my worst NXTs. Really, we can put on anything right now, and we'll gain pop in NXT. But one of the not as good NXTs I've ever put on. That's a lot of yellows, but still didn't do too bad. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. And it is now time for SmackDown. Oh yeah. No, now it's time for SmackDown. I just remembered something, but it's already the end of NXT. I don't want to do a full explanation for it, so I hopefully I'll remember next week if anything actually comes of it. I talk about it in the opening for SmackDown, so you'll know what I'm talking about immediately. I'm like, I talk about this all through NXT, and I just completely forgot. So, yeah, SmackDown time. Alright, time for SmackDown, final show of the episode. NXT was great, guys. I remember everything that happened. I think I make that joke every time, but I've genuinely booked NXT so long ago that I cannot remember at all what I booked. So that show's going to be as much of a surprise to you as it is to me. But on SmackDown here, we of course have SmackDown's final 3 Money in the Bank qualifier matches. We have Daniels versus Ted Jr., Scorpio versus RVD, and then the Money in the Bank redemption match, which is a 3-way between the 3 losers of last week's Money in the Bank qualifiers. I'm sure you guys can't guess who's winning that one. We have the Rhodes Scholars getting their tag title match. They won the I don't think I gave it like an official kind of fun name, like the tag team spotlight multi-man. They won the 3-way, and Sandow was like, I don't want to wait for the pay-per-view. Put my title match on SmackDown. And Michaels is like, okay, sure, whatever. And then in our main event, we have another world title match. Wade Barrett weaseled his way into a title match with Dolph Ziggler and pissed off a lot of people backstage, especially Sheamus. Jackson versus Evan Bourne, that's happening next week, if you remember. Evan Bourne was like, hey, in 2 weeks, I'll give you a full week to train. This is my thank you for helping me out, helping me win this title in the first place. Helping me, always having my back with Wade Barrett, that feud. So I'll give you your own IC title match, no strings attached, me versus you in 2 weeks. So that's happening next week. Yeah, I don't think, no TNA signing so far. WXW also grew to medium size, so but I don't think they're going to be poaching any American talent. If they're also going to be doing mass signings. It gave me that notification where it's like WXW set their sights and such. If they sign anybody noteworthy, I'll let you know. And Wade Barrett's contract's expiring, so we'll see if TNA wants to do a bidding war. I'll actually let you guys know on NXT. So you've already heard this already, because if you don't remember, I also say this every time I record NXT after SmackDown, because SmackDown is on Tuesdays. I just edit it in order of airing. So yeah, hopefully they don't. This is moments before disaster. Alright, let's get into the show. I think that's just Bourne versus Jackson, yeah. We open the show with Shawn Michaels' own kind of championship press conference, where Dolph Ziggler and Wade Barrett have a nice back and forth. However, it's interrupted by Chris Jericho, who is the man who's going to face, no matter who wins this title tonight, Chris Jericho still has his match at Money in the Bank, and he's like, this is fucking stupid. Why don't I get to know who my pay-per-view opponent is weeks ahead of time? Why do I have to be in the dark with everybody else? That's stupid. That's dumb. He comes out and he just kind of steals the show. That's the whole gimmick. I'm not good at promos, so I'm not going to bother. That got an 85. Nice. We have Daniels defeating Ted Jr. 821. Daniels advances to the Money in the Bank. Got a nice 61. And then afterward, I said it closer the first time, and then I tried to correct myself. I almost said afterwards. After the match, afterward is the word I was trying to say. After the match, Daniels and Woods of the Triad jumped Ted Jr. just for fun, just for good measure. 60. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt him. We then have a quick promo by the Big Show, who, if you remember, he has a cage match. He will fight Lesnar in a cage at the pay-per-view, and he's just cutting a quick promo here to advance the storyline, because I had a lot going on this show. So I don't have the IC title feud at all. I was gonna do a quick little hype for the IC title match, but I didn't have any time. So this is all I give to that. It's just a quick angle by the Big Show where he's like, "You can try all you want, Heyman. You're not gonna intimidate me. I'm not scared of Lesnar. He fucked me up on the draft. He fucked me up in our first match. But I'm gonna fuck him up this time." We then have our second Money in the Bank qualifier match of the night, where Rob Van Dam beat Scorpio Sky, and that's actually a little surprising because the Triad, this is their first loss from, since formation, it's their first loss for any member of the team. But RVD, despite Xavier Woods being at ringside, is able to pick up the victory. However, the Triad do eventually come out, and they try to jump Rob Van Dam. But, oh my god, what do you know? Jumping Ted Jr. from behind, it bit him in the ass. I accidentally said these two to off-screen by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, Ted Jr. fends them off and holds up Rob Van Dam. I've always been a huge fan of Ted Jr. And, just give him a little thing to do going into Money in the Bank. He's not going to have a match on Money in the Bank, but he will have just a little feud with the Triad here. So 67 for that. 71, where the Bell Twins come into Shawn Michaels' office and berate him. They are like, "Just want you to know, we can lose every match for the next year, but we are not going to stop interrupting Divas titles matches. We're not going to stop taking out opponents after the match until you give one of us a title match." And Shawn Michaels is like, "But why? Like, what did you do to earn it?" And they're like, "That's not important. We just want you to know we're not going to stop until we get what we want. And you know what? Since you're being difficult right now, we're not going to stop until we both get a title match." So this is going on for a while. And Michaels is like, "Fine. You guys want a title match? You can have a three-way. Have a three-way. Money in the Bank. You and you versus AJ Lee. We'll see whose true colors come out on that night." So Shawn Michaels, he's booking a three-way, and you might think, wow, he's really screwing over AJ Lee. That's kind of stupid. However, if you think about it, Michael's thought process here is, if I put them in a three-way, they're going to turn on each other, and that'll show them, that'll teach them a lesson. If they want to work together to get what they want, no matter how petty it is, this is their lesson. Nice 71. 58 for the Money in the Bank redemption match, and who would have thought Alberto Del Rio won? Sin Cara actually really had a really good performance here. But yeah, Del Rio submitted. Of course, he's the one that gets submitted. Del Rio advances to the Money in the Bank, and that means that we have the full SmackDown Money in the Bank pre-booked. It will be Alberto Del Rio, Christopher Daniels, that's Chris Jericho. That's Christian, goddamn. Christopher Daniels. I want to see if I can get this one in alphabetical order. I think Kane's next. Kane next. Scorpio didn't make it. Is Rob next? I don't think Rob's next, though. Oh, Evan Bourne's before Kane. Evan Bourne, then Kane. Jack Swagger before Kane, then Rob. Okay, there we go. I did get an alphabetical this time. SmackDown Money in the Bank. For the SmackDown Money in the Bank, I made a couple. I made red and blue. I like that. I just wanted to show you guys that I made it red and blue. I like that. Oh, I almost messed up here. So the way I like to do this is I have the title be retained after the victory, and then I just vacate it when they cash in. But this is just a nice way, at least for offline saves. I won't forget for this save, definitely. But for offline saves, in case I take a big break, I like to do this. And it's just like, oh yeah, he still holds the money in the bank. I didn't cash it in yet. Because when I don't plan things out, I tend to do that. So, alright. Yeah, no, not for the IC title. How's our this looking? We haven't, to avoid any penalties. I wish we could get a bonus, but we're not done pre-booking. So then after the match, Alberto Del Rio's cutting this promo. He's like, I'm winning Money in the Bank. Destiny's coming back in full swing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be the champion again. But he just keeps going on and on and on and on until Kane's like, fucking hell. Do I really got to humble this guy again? Kane comes out, choke slams him, walks off. So 68 for that. That was fun. 58 for Sheamus. He's still pissed that Wade Barrett weaseled his way into a title match. And he's like, I'm going to be watching this match real closely. 69 for this angle, where AJ Lee just kind of calls out Shawn Michaels. She's like, what the fuck is that? Shawn's like, no. Shawn explains to her what I already explained to you guys and his thought process. And she's like, no, that's fucking stupid. It doesn't matter that that's your thought process. They've lost every title match. This is the spine that you have. Dude, people that have lost, if people that have lost have deserved title matches, why don't you give one to Mickie James? Everyone likes Mickie James. Everyone respects Mickie James. Just give her the title match. If it doesn't matter. And you know what? I'm pretty sure Mickie James beat the Bella Twins in a tag match with Layla, like, not that long ago. And Shawn's like, you know what? Fine. 4-way. Mickie James. And you know what? In the spirit of Money in the Bank, your title's going on the ceiling. It's going to be a ladder match. A 4-way ladder match. And AJ Lee's like, not exactly what I wanted, but you know what? A ladder match sounds like fun, now doesn't it? So, there we go. Next match pre-booked, a 4-way ladder match. Oh, there we go. They're right there. So it's going to be Brie Bella, Mickie James, Nikki Bella, and AJ Lee. Divas title match in a ladder match. Really? Then what's Money in the Bank if it's not? Why is the injury risk average? Well, I got an idea. I think if I'm not mistaken, a Money in the Bank match is just a 6-way ladder match with less injury risk for some reason. So, so we're gonna, don't tell nobody we're doing this. Don't tell nobody we're doing this. There we go. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Alright, 69 for that. 61 for the tag title match. And it goes probably as you'd expect. A heel versus heel. They're both cheating the whole time. However, the bigger cheaters turn out to be the Shield because they cheat and they have an extra guy. So Cody Rhodes kind of got screwed here. As he got hit with a curb stomp following interference by Dean Ambrose, and that makes defense number 2 stand out was the weak link. And despite being the weak link, he seems like he's about to lose his temper with Cody Rhodes, just like scream at him or something. But he holds back, and it kind of looks like he realizes something. we'll see what he realizes next week. It's 54 for a quick Del Rio promo, just like Kane's going to pay for that. You don't do that to people. That's not cool. It's not funny. I'm not laughing. Who's laughing? Not me. It's not funny. It's not cool. Why would you do that? 34 for this tag match. What just happened? For the official announcement of Scorpio Sky and Chris Daniels versus Ted Jr. and Rob Van Dam. And in our main event, Wade Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler gets a nice 77. Good rating. They have great chemistry. Both guys did really well. And in the end, Dolph Ziggler beats Wade Barrett, but it's because Wade Barrett was going to win. And Wade Barrett was going to win with brass knuckles. And so what happened was Wade Barrett gets the brass knuckles all ready. And then Sheamus runs out. Sheamus waited until Wade Barrett was going to cheat. In all fairness, he waited until Wade Barrett was going to cheat before running out, snatching the brass knuckles. And Ziggler's able to capitalize and retain his title. And then after the match, there's this whole big schmoz where everyone's got a microphone. They're all yelling at each other. And Wade Barrett's like, why would you do that? Why would you do this? This was my moment. And Sheamus is like, you don't deserve this fucking moment. You're a piece of shit and a loser. I deserve that moment. And Dolph Ziggler's like, neither of you deserve anything in the first place. Okay? Neither of you are getting this title. And there's this whole big schmoz. And Shawn Michaels comes out and he's like, I'm in a four-way kind of mood. At the pay-per-view, you want the title, you want the title, you all can have a shot at the title, as it's going to be a four-way between you three and Jericho for the world title at Money in the Bank. Boom, four-way kind of mood. Chris Jericho, Sheamus, Wade Barrett, and the champ goes last, no matter what. Doesn't care. I don't care about alphabetical if the champ's in there. Alright, so there's our four-way, and we still didn't get enough star power to gain a boost. That's upsetting, but what can you do? 81 to finish the show, and 79. So both shows, we've finally stopped losing pop, at least this time. I forgot to check. I think to not lose pop, we have to beat 77s on Raw and SmackDown. So that's good. We have a four-way pre-booked for the pay-per-view. That was the plan the whole time, was not to do Jericho and Ziggler because I didn't want to yet. So yeah, that's what we got. Next week will be the go-home show for Money in the Bank, and and then the show after Money in the Bank, I believe, is NXT's second Super Tuesday. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, so I don't know for sure. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Yes Mod, and I hope you all come back for these. And maybe it is. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all come back for episode number 11.